Welcome. My name's Christy Walsh, and I'm here to talk to you all today about an exciting sales proposal I have new for our company, for the El Salvador Toasting Company. So to give you a little bit of history on the El Salvador Toasting Company, it was founded in 1990 under the leadership of Shakif Handel. He's had an interesting past and has also been a presidential candidate in El Salvador. The toasting company didn't care for the direction that the business was going, so they actually changed leadership in 2000 with Jose Napoleon Duarte, and he was a former president. He became the president and CEO of the El Salvador Toasting Company when he failed to win his next term as president of the government of El Salvador. He's highly connected in business. He has no ties to any guerrilla groups and has donated heavily to the organizations that help literacy and poverty reduction campaigns. Under Mr. Duarte's leadership, he's been able to grow the toasting company from 10,000 units per year up to an enormous 200,000 units per year. And he's really looking to the future. He wants to grow the customer base into other countries and increase profit margins. And one way of doing that is actually to use a cheaper fuel supply, and that's where our company comes into play. So what's exciting is that we're in a great geographic location. We've just found a large Natonium find in neighboring Honduras. Honduras is willing to give a large tax break for development and production for the first 10 years. And the basin's estimated to contain 50 years of supplies. Now, there is no other basin found, and there is no other company poised to take this basin into development. Another thing that makes us unique is that Honduras has a highly skilled mining labor force, and the mining labor rates are 50% lower than our Canadian-based mining operations. El Salvador has a high unemployment rate with a large labor pool to choose from for the El Salvador Toasting Company to expand its business, and it's not really needed to be a highly skilled labor force to support its manufacturing sector, so it can capitalize on this higher unemployment rate and get production capabilities up higher quite quickly. So El Salvador Toasting Company has competition, but currently it has 30% of Central America's toasting market, with its next largest competitor having 35%. And El Salvador Toasting Company really feels that it can capitalize on the remaining 35% as it's currently split between 10 companies. And with a lower fuel supply like Natonium, it really thinks that it can squeeze out those 10 other competitors. All the toasting companies right now have to import their fuel from France. So being close in Honduras, we're able to support the El Salvador Toasting Company by enabling them to get rid of paying the tariffs. France's fuel source is 50% higher in cost, and actually those fuel prices are expected to rise in France as it exhausts its fuel supply. El Salvador Toasting Company is prepared to accommodate its manufacturing facilities to be able to use Natonium, and the estimated changeover time for this is actually only 6 months. Innovative Fuel Supplies, as you know, has had a troubled 5-year history. Since 2009, we've seen our stock price, market share, and profit margins all drop. I really think that this partnership with El Salvador Toasting Company will support our strategic plan, which is to expand our market, increase our profit margins, reduce labor costs, increase shareholder returns, and find new Natonium sources. So this is what the future looks like if we do develop this Honduras Natonium Basin and partner with the El Salvador Toasting Company. So within 12 months, I mean, we're rebounding on our stock price, our market share, our profit margins, and within 24 months, we'll have increased our stock price by 20 percentage points from 2013 levels. This is a fantastic opportunity. So there's some risks for us if we don't supply Natonium to the El Salvador Toasting Company. Our market share, profitability, and stock prices will likely continue to decline. We can expect some employee layoffs just to maintain business. Our Canadian mining union labor contracts are up for negotiation in 2014, later this year, and we can expect labor rates to go up, and if they don't, then we can expect strikes, which will impede our ability to meet our contracts currently. The Canadian government is in a position to impose stricter environmental regulations, and that'll put a squeeze on our profit margin. Our license on the Natonium Basin land access rights in Honduras expires and could be sold to another developer. Honduras expects us to have contracts in place before they will let us develop this basin. So if this doesn't happen, then the El Salvador Toasting Company will likely partner with another Natonium supplier, or they'll start looking for a different toasting fuel. And innovative fuel supplies will fail to meet our long-term strategic plan. So I highly recommend that we go ahead with the El Salvador Toasting Company contract. If there is a time gap between our Honduras basin being available for production, then we can supply them with our Canadian basin until the Honduras one is in full production. I recommend that we sign these long-term Natonium supply contracts with the El Salvador Toasting Company, and of course expedite the Honduras Natonium Basin development and sign those long-term development plans with the Honduras government so we can capitalize on those tax breaks. As you can see, our expected profit margins are dramatically different with and without partnering with the El Salvador Toasting Company. So I've laid it out all on the table. I really am looking for management support on this. Please get back to me as soon as you can. Do we sign the contract with the El Salvador Toasting Company? Do we acquire internal and external funding for the development of the Honduras Natonium Basin? Do we develop the Honduras Natonium Basin is of course the next step, and then supply the El Salvador Toasting Company with Natonium. So, your support for moving ahead with Innovative Fuel Supply's strategic plan and this partnership with the El Salvador Toasting Company is highly recommended, and I look forward to your thoughts. So, as soon as you're able, please get back to me. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.